Well, good morning. Today we're in Moffat in the Scottish borders. We've driven about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes south from home, and it's a glorious day down here. We had planned to go over to Arran, but there are issues with the ferries yet again, and the weather wasn't looking that great up there, so we've headed south. We came down here a couple of months ago and did one of the hills, and from that I saw this beautiful looking horseshoe route above Moffat. So we're going to go and take a look at that one today, but before that we need to put some fuel in the tank, so we're going to get a bit of breakfast. Well, that breakfast was absolutely spot on. So we've got about a 15-minute drive now to the start of the walk. So we'll see you there. We're at the start of the route now, and we're going to go through that wee gate there and up through that meadow and then up the side of that ravine, which will bring us up onto the main ridge. Advice is to keep to the left if the bracken is high on the right, which it looks as though it is. So I think we'll probably be going up the left hand side. Right, so this is where we are now on Black Crag. We've come up from the road here, up the left hand side of Hanggill. We're on Black Crag, and then we're going to head up, keeping high, coming round the top, up above these crags, up onto Hart Fell, which is the highest point of the day. And then we come back round the top, keeping high as we can, round onto Saddle Yoke, and then back down that shoulder, pick up that track, and then drop back down to the road. I mentioned earlier that we'd been in this area a couple of months ago, and we were actually on White Coombe, which is on the horizon in the sun, right above that V, right above that wee col. And we got up to that via the Grey Mare's Tail waterfall. And as we came up onto there and looked across here, I thought this looked a superb area to come and have a walk in, so that's why we're here today. Now look at this valley down here, it's just superb, absolutely superb. And we're heading up onto the top here now, and then right out along that broad ridge up onto Hart Fell on the top. That's the highest point for the day, and then we come round to the right along that ridge, right round the top, and then across onto here, which I think is called Saddle Yoke, and then we drop down to the right, and then it's downhill back to the road and the finish. Well, I must say the walking is really enjoyable up here. It's all grass on a nice, easy, relatively dry track as well. We've got this cloud hanging over us, so we're out of the sun for the moment, but there is sunshine all around us. It's quite a warm day, although there's a bit of a breeze when the sun does come out. It's been pretty hot, especially on that first ascent. We've come down off Hart now, and we're at the probably northerlymost point of the route, and we're looking straight back down the valley here, and the sun has finally hit these fells, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Very reminiscent of some of the Lake District fells, these, although I guess that shouldn't be too surprising because they're not that far away. You can actually see the likes of Skidder and Blencathra from Hart Fell. It was very hazy and the GoPro wouldn't have picked them up, but you could definitely see them on the skyline just on the other side of the Solway Firth. Right, so we're going to carry on along here, and then we'll swing right and then up that broad sunlit ridge. That's looking back straight in the distance there at the highest point. That is Hart Crag. That's where we had lunch, and then we came down along that ridge, down into that big bowl which was a bit boggy, and then up onto here. And now we've got a steep drop down, which you'll see in a minute, and then up the other side onto the summit of Saddle Yoke, and then the long descent back down to the road. By this point my microphone had stopped working because I'd forgotten to turn it off when I wasn't using it. Anyway, from here we had just a short walk along the grassy track to join the road and then back to the car. If you've got this far, thanks for your company, and I hope you enjoyed the walk as much as we did. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.